Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
जीडी क्लास खत्म हो गया ना? ओके, जीडी क्लास खत्म हो गया ना? Okay. Today we will see another unit, that is tachymetry and countering. Okay, tachymetry is another chapter, one chapter, and contouring is another chapter. So we will see one by one tachymetry and contouring. And another thing is that tachymetry is same as like leveling. Okay, or theodolite surveying. Okay, here only the thing is that when you see the instruments, okay, like dumpy level, auto level, theodolite, you will be having like this crosshair. Okay, you will be having this crosshair, but in tachymetry we will be having different stadia hairs. Okay, like this is upper stadia here, this is middle stadia here, and this is bottom. Okay, this is right, left, right, middle, top, bottom. So we'll be having this different types of stadia hairs. Okay, normally in dumpy level or auto level we'll be having like this plus sign. Okay, only we will be having only middle hair. Okay, middle hair, but here we'll be having top hair and bottom hair. Okay, this is upper one and lower one. Okay, with the help of this hair, okay, with the help of this, if I draw like this, with the help of this top and bottom, so what we will do, we will calculate the horizontal distance. Okay, without taking any tape, okay, chain. Okay, without these two instruments, what we will do, we are calculating the horizontal distance between your instrument and the station point. Okay, how we are doing, we are using the tachymetric system. Okay, so we'll go into this one, tachymetry. One second, who is this? So kindly, while taking class, don't call me. Okay. Tachymetry, it is a branch of surveying in which both horizontal and vertical distance are measured without using any chain or tape. So here what we are doing, we are measuring the horizontal distance and the vertical distance between the we are measuring the horizontal distance between station and the point. Okay, also horizontal and vertical distance between these 2 points. For example, once you get this horizontal distance, say this is a building height and you want to measure the height, so this is alpha, you know this one. So what you will apply? You will apply sine alpha equals to opposite upon, sorry, cos, no, tan tan alpha equals to opposite upon adjacent. Okay, so we want to determine this height. Okay, that is x. Okay, we know d and we know alpha, so how will calculate? Just put in this one, tan alpha equals to x upon, we know the value of d, so we will get this height. So like this we will calculate the horizontal distance and vertical distance. Only the thing is that here we are applying the physics. Okay, basic physics, that is a focal length uh, and diaphragm, all those things. Okay, once you jump into it, you will get come to know. Okay. What are the advantages of tachymetry? Okay, this method is suitable for rough terrain where chaining is difficult or impossible. Okay, where you are not able to take the chain or tape, and you are not able to. It is very difficult to measure. So that time what we are doing, we are using this method. For example, this is your ground. Okay, there are n number of trees or bushes. Okay, so it is not possible to lay your chain or tape. So that time what we are going for the tachymetry. It is mostly used for contouring. Okay, later you will see, in which horizontal distance and elevations are to be determined. Okay, to prepare a map. Okay, so this one we will see in the upcoming chapter. It is also used for checking the measurement taken by the tape or other means. Just for cross checking also we will do this one. Okay, next, principle of stadia tachymetry. Okay, the tachymetry is based on the principle known as stadia surveying. Okay, here I have shown you some figures. Okay, the term stadia come from the stadia diaphragm, which has 3 horizontal crosshairs as shown in the figure. Okay, what happened to this one today? 1 second. Okay, here you can see these are how the crosshairs are arranged. Okay, stadios are arranged. The reading on this staff are taken against all the 3 crosshairs in the tachymetry. Okay, if you want to determine the horizontal distance between these 2 or vertical distance between the stations and the point, we will use the top hair and bottom hair. And if you want to determine the elevation, okay, to determine the RL, reduced level, then we will use the middle hair. Okay, while the reading against the middle hair is used for finding the difference in elevations. Okay, that is this one simple that we are used in auto level and dumpy levels. Okay, and the reading against the top and the bottom hair are used to find the horizontal distance. Okay, so this is the systematic diagram. So this is your instrument. Okay, this is your instrument. Here we have a diaphragm. Okay, so this is my one station, this is my another station, this is my another station. Okay, P, Q, R. Okay, if I draw like this, here is my station. Okay, this is another ranging rod P, Q, and R. Okay, here I have kept my instrument, and from here I am observing. So with the help of these stadia hairs, I will determine the x1, x2, x3. What is x1? It is a distance between the instrument and the station P. X2 is nothing but it is a distance between the instrument distance between the instrument and the station Q. and x3 is nothing but it is the horizontal distance between the station, the instrument, and the station R. Okay. Now here we can see we have n number of representations. Okay, where D indicates the diaphragm. Okay, if this is your telescope, we will be having on diaphragm. Okay, E is nothing but the eyepiece from where you see. O is nothing but the object lens. Okay, object lens will be there, and we have one formula. Okay, so here you can see x equals to x is nothing but the distance between the two stations. Okay, s into f upon I plus f plus c. Okay, now what do you mean by s? S is nothing but the staff intercept. If you want, you can write down. It is staff intercept. Okay, means see, if you take this one as a staff, when you see this is your top hair, bottom hair, and this is your middle hair. Okay, if I draw the circle like this, so this distance between the top hair and the bottom hair, the distance between the top hair and the bottom hair we will call it as S, that is staff intercept. Okay, next we have F. F, you know, already you have learned in the physics, that is focal length of the objective. Okay, F is nothing but the focal length. Here we can see F is nothing but the focal length of the objective. Then we have I. I is nothing but the stadia hair interval. I is nothing but the stadia hair interval. And we have left with C. C is nothing but the this one C. C is nothing but the distance between the vertical axis of instrument and the center of objective lens. If I show, yeah, this one. Here you can see. It is the distance between the vertical axis of the instrument and the center of the objective lens. This is nothing but the C. Okay. Then I will go here. Then it is evident that staff reading at different distance from the instrument will be proportional to their distance. Here one thing is that we are using this simple triangle to determine the constants and also the distance. Okay, it is clear from the fact that triangles shown in the figure are isosceles and similar triangles. Okay, you have already learned what are the isosceles triangle having the equal sides. Okay, this A and this A. Okay, these are equal sides. In the triangle, if two sides are or two angles are equal, then we will call it as isosceles triangle. And also we will work on the similar triangles. Okay, you have learned about the similar triangle. If I draw here, this is one triangle and this is another triangle. Okay, see, I know this distance, I know this distance. Okay, and I know this height, and also I know this height. So how you will find this one small distance, the distance between this one, by using the similar triangle. How will apply? That is d upon h equals to small d upon h. Okay, by using simple similar triangles, so we will also find the unknown things. Okay, so the distance between x1, x2, x3, etc. to the object from the instrument are proportional to the staff intercept pp dash, qq dash, and r dash. Means I have kept the staff here. I will call this one as p. Okay, so here you are getting the upper and lower reading. This is q, r, s, t. Okay, so you are getting the intercepts. The integral, the horizontal distance for the instrument of the object means we are using this formula to calculate the distance. Okay, where f upon I is called as, remember this one, 100% they will ask for the MCQs. Okay, f upon I, we will call this one as a multiplying constant, very important, remember. Okay, and has a value of 100. Okay, normally its value will be around 100. Now what is f plus c? It is called as a additive constant. These both things are most important. Remember, f upon I is nothing but a multiplying constant, and f plus c is nothing but the additive constants. Next, tachymetry and its component parts. Okay. The instrument used in tachymetry is theodolite fitted with stadia diaphragm or tachymeter. Means we are using theodolite, okay, or sometimes we'll use auto level, but only the thing is that here the stadia diaphragm will be placed, okay, instead of single diaphragm. Here we are using stadia diaphragm, okay. It will be like this. The following are some of the features necessary in a tachymeter. The telescope should be truly analytic, okay, making additive constant 0, means this one f plus c. Okay, we are making this one as 0. Remember, additive constant and multiplying constant. Okay. The telescope must have a magnification of 30 diameter to read the stuff accurately of the larger distance. Means if you see a DSLR, it will be having 55 mm to 75 mm. I'm not sure. Means it will be having some readings, lens sizes. Okay. So here also the telescope should be having how much 30 centimeter 30 mm diameter, okay, to have a good reading for the larger distance. So I don't know, your DSLR camera will be having say around 600 to 300 mm to 600 mm to capture a object at a far distance and also have a clear clear photos, okay, with a good pixel. So here minimum we should have 30, okay. And the aperture of the objective should be 35 mm to 35 mm to 45 mm diameter to give a bright image. Just now I said the multiplying constant should be 100, okay. Just now I explained it will be near equal, normal it will be equals to 0, that is f plus c will be equals to 100, and that, sorry, f upon I will be 100, and additive constant will be, that is f plus c will be equals to 0, okay. For rough and small work, a leveling stuff can see. For a rough work, we will use the leveling stuff. Okay. If not, what we are using, we will use the stadia stuff. Okay. Will be used for measuring intercept. For more accurate work, stadia rods or stadia stuff will be there. We will use that one. Okay. Stadia rod is a similar to leveling stuff, but maybe a longer and more accurate and finally divided. Okay. Here are some of the stadia rods. It is similar to the leveling stuff. Okay. Next one, that is analytic lens. In case of external focusing telescope, the focusing is done at various distance between the object lens and the diaphragm. The additive constant C has a value. For example, see, you are standing here and your another friend is standing here. Okay. You are holding the DSLR camera. So what you are doing, you are adjusting your lens, okay, to have a good focus, okay, either in a portrait mode or in a normal mode, okay. So what you are doing, you are just rotating your DSLR lenses, okay, to have a clear image and a good image. So what you are doing, you are adjusting your lens, either you are moving forward or backward. If you are having a wide angle, some nowadays you are getting a mobile with a wide range camera, I think so. I don't know whether the name is correct or not. Wide angle, okay. So in that time, what happens? Your lens is moving backward, okay, to have a wider angle at a shorter distance. So here, what you are doing, you are making your lens to move forward or backward. Means you are changing this C value, okay. Simple mathematics that you have already learned. That is concave lens and convex lens, okay. Focal length changing, okay, determining the f focal length. The same thing we are doing revision here, okay. In an internal focusing telescope, a thin lens is provided between object lens and eyepiece, okay, and the focusing is done by moving this lens. The additive constant of internal focusing telescope thus has a small value, okay. The internal focusing telescope thus can be considered as analytic. Definition: a similar lens is is provided in an external focusing telescope to make the additive constant 0. Means, see here, we have a formula. Here you can see we have a formula. So what they are doing, they are reducing this f plus c, that is additive constant, to 0, and this one f upon I to 100. So by providing analytical lens, once you provide analytic lens, means it is another extra lens, okay, which is provided in the telescope to make this f plus c equals to 0. Okay, once you make this f plus c equals to 0, we will have a formula, that is s multiplied by f upon I. Directly we'll get the distance. So this is an additional lens, okay, we are providing. See here, this is the analytic lens, okay, we are providing extra lens. Why are providing? We are providing to make f plus c equals to what? 0. Okay, so normally we will having only this much, okay, but what we are doing, we are providing an extra analytical lens to make f plus c equals to 0. Okay, now in tachometry we have two types, okay, one is stadia method and another one is the tangential method. Okay, again the stadia method is divided into fixed hair stadia method and movable, as the name indicates, fixed and movable, and this tachometry is tangential method. Okay, for your syllabus you have only fixed method. Again, in this fixed method we have different cases, okay, when your staff is held vertical, inclined, etc. We will see that one. So we will focus only on the stadia method, that too the fixed method. Okay, so we will see stadia method. In that, it is most commonly used for two forms of stadia method, that is, one is fixed and another one is movable. In this method, the distance between the stadia hair is kept constant. Okay, means what we are doing, the distance between the two stadia hairs, if I draw like this, the distance between these two upper and bottom stadia hair, we are keeping it constant, we can't move it, so that one will called as a fixed hair stadia method. In movable, what we are doing, it can be changed, okay, change the distance of the crosshair. In this method, a special diaphragm that enables us to change the distance between the crosshair. Okay, the intercept is kept constant even though the distance varies. Next we have tangential method. Okay, in tangential method, vertical angles are measured from central crosshair, okay, and the distance are calculated using the trigonometric formulas. Okay. Next we are going into this one, that is fixed hair method. It is very simple and numericals are also quite very simple. Okay, just remember different types of tachometric method. First one, for MCQs, he will ask multiplying constant and additive constant. Okay, f upon I, f plus c, remember that one. Different types of tachometric method he will ask, and different conditions, okay, in fixed hair method. See, as the name indicates, the line of sight is horizontal and the staff is held vertical. Means if I draw like this is my line of sight, okay, which is completely horizontal, and my staff is also kept vertically. Okay, in second case, the line of sight is inclined and the staff is held vertically. Means my line of sight is inclined, but the staff is held vertically. In third case, the line of sight is inclined and the staff is held normally to the line of sight. Means if I draw here, the staff is held normally, means it is kept like this. This is a mountain, the staff will be kept like this normally to the line of sight. So this is the case one. So go to the first case, that is line of sight is horizontal and the staff held is vertical. Here you can see the representation. This is your tachometry, either theodolite or tachometer. See here, here you can see the staff, okay, stadia rod or leveling staff, okay. This is held vertically, okay. This is held vertically upward. Here, once you see through the eyepiece, it will be like this. This is top here, middle here, bottom here, okay. This is top one, this is middle one, and this is the bottom one, okay. Now here we have to, one second, I will erase it. Now you have to give little work to your brain. If you understand this concept, how to take the RLs, then it is quite easy. See here, this distance I have already said you, that is, this is what S is nothing but what? Staff intercept, okay. This is your staff intercept. Now here the distance between the top here and the bottom here, what we will call it as a S, okay. Now the distance between the middle hair and the ground, we will call this one as a H. Means if you want to take the levels, okay, if you want to take the levels, see here he has given the RL of 100, okay, and you want to determine this RL at this point, RL at A, then which hair you will use? You will use the middle hair, okay. Keep it in mind, very important, okay. If you take this top hair, means you will get the different reading. If you take the bottom hair, you will get the different reading, okay. Only the thing is that keep in mind. Now say here this is RL, how much is there? 100 is there. Now here I have taken the back side, okay, back side I have got reading as 1.00, okay. Now can anyone tell what is the height of the instrument? Be fast. What is the height of the instrument? RL is 100, back side is 1. What is the height of the instrument? Hello. So the height of the instrument is 101.000. Okay. Now you want to take the reading here. Okay. So RL of that station, it will be height of the station. See, RL will be equals to height of the instrument minus middle hair reading. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here you have got this one as this level as how much? 101. Okay. So here it is 101. So to determine this point, what you will do? You will minus this small h. Okay. So you will get the RL at that point. Okay. If you understand this one, then the numericals will be very easy. Okay. In this condition, that is your staff is held vertical and the line of sight is horizontal. Okay. To determine the horizontal distance, that is the distance between the station and the instrument, that is x. It is given by f upon I multiplied by s plus f plus c. F upon I is nothing but a multiplying constant. F plus c is the additive constant. If in question, if he mention analytical lens, means you should use it is equals to 0. If not, he will mention the values. Okay. S is nothing but the staff intercept, that is difference between the top hair and the bottom hair, that is top hair minus bottom hair. You will get the value of S. Next, height of the instrument, RL of the benchmark plus middle hair reading. If you want to take the RL of that station at station A, it will be height of the instrument minus middle hair reading of the station. Okay, here it will be the back side if he has given. Okay, take down this formula. Condition number 1, that is line of sight is horizontal and staff is head vertical. Take this formula, that is x equals to f upon I multiplied by s plus f plus c. Next condition, there you can see the line of sight is inclined and the staff head is vertical. See here, your line of sight is at an angle of theta. Okay, using theodolite. Say you are using theodolite of tachometer. Okay. Your staff is held vertical. Okay, so here we have a formula. Either it can be you are watching from dip to top or top to dip. Okay, your formula will be the horizontal distance, it will be x equals to f upon I s cos 2 theta plus f plus c cos theta. Okay, if you want the vertical distance, it is given by v equals to f upon I 2 s into sin 2 theta upon 2 plus f plus c sin theta. Okay, remember this formula. 100% he will ask in the MCQs. Okay, so one thing is that if you remember this formula, okay, and in question he says that I am using analytic lens, obviously f plus c will be 0. So wherever you have f plus c, put it is equals to 0. So the formula will be reduced to this one, where x is the horizontal distance and v is the vertical distance. Okay, determination of tachymetric constant. Okay, so for given instrument, the value of f upon I and f upon c is determined as follows. See, whenever you start the numerical, he will mention that is f upon I equals to 100 and f plus c equals to 5, 10 or 0, sometimes like this. So how you will get this constant? So that we are going to determine now how it is measured, the constants. Okay, in this method the value of f plus c is obtained by the measurements. Okay, the value of f upon I is computed as I is very small to be measured accurately. So what we are doing here you can see I will call this one as station as O. Okay, we have P, Q, R and S. Okay, so what we are doing, we are placing this station P, Q, R and S at the known distance. So what I will do, first I will set up my instrument here and I will say keep this station P or keep the tachymetric rod at say 10 meter. Okay, keep this one as at 15 meter, this one as 5 meter, this one as 20 meter away from the station. See here what we are doing, we are already calculating the x manually. So what we are doing, we are substituting in the equation. So we will get f upon I and f plus c. Okay, the steadier rods kept at the station P, Q, R and focus it carefully. Means why it should be focused accurately. Okay, measure the distance between the object glass and the plane of crosshair along the top of the telescope. Means from the telescope you will measure the distance. Measure the distance C between the object glass and vertical glass of the instrument. Okay, with the help of the tape, measure the distance x1, x2, x3, x4, etc. from the instrument top, bottom and middle here and calculate the staff intercept, that is S1, S2 and S3. We will calculate this one. Directly we are substituting the equation. So what you do, once you get the values, just put here, we know the value of x, we know the value of s. So substitute here, you will get the value of f plus c upon I and f plus c. Okay, we have one numerical based on this one. Once you solve that one, you will come to know. Okay, means here what we are doing, say x equals to f upon I multiplied by s f plus c. Okay, so here I will determine two equations, that is 20 equals to, I will call this one as a1, 2 times of a1 plus b1. Sorry, I will call it on a and b. 20 equals to 2a plus b, and 30 equals to 4a plus b. So I have got equation number 1 and equation number 2. On equating that, I will get the value of a and I will get the value of b. A is nothing but f upon I and b is nothing but the f plus c. Okay, simple mathematics is there. Okay. So errors important for MCQs. Here we have three types of error. That is one instrumental error, error due to manipulation and the citing, and error due to the natural causes. Okay, remember these three types of errors. So we will go for one numerical. Okay, better sit with pen and paper. Okay. So here you can see the question is like this: a tachometer having constant 100 and 0.4 meter readings are taken on the vertical staff at station P and Q as follows. Okay, he's saying calculate the horizontal distance between A and Q and reduce level of Q. Assume the line of sight is horizontal. See here, he has given the tachymetric constant, that is F upon I. How much he has given? 100. And F plus C. It is not 0 here. Okay, he has not mentioned any analytic lengths. So if he has mentioned means we will take F plus C equals to 0. But he has given some F plus C equals to 0.4. Okay, and the following staff's readings are taken at P and Q. Means if I draw the diagram, see here I have kept my instrument at station A. Okay, here I have one station called P, here another I have called station Q. So I have kept my uh, rod here, staff here. I have taken the reading. Okay, I have got reading as 1.20, 2.30 and 3.40. That is top here, middle here and bottom here. Sorry, bottom, middle and top. Top, bottom here, middle here and top here. Now what I did, I kept my rod here, steady rod or staff here. I have taken the reading at Q. So I have got reading like this: bottom, middle and top. Okay. Now he has given the RL at station P. Okay. He is also given the RL at station P. Now he is saying that calculate the horizontal distance between A and Q. Means he is asking the distance, this one. I will call this one as D1. He is asking that horizontal distance between A and Q and reduced level at Q. Means he is asking RL at station Q. Means he is not interested with station P. He want to determine the distance between A and Q and we want to determine the RL. Okay. So for a first condition, we have a formula, that is x equals to F upon I multiplied by S. Okay. F plus C. Okay. We know that F upon I is how much? Multiplying constant. That is he has given 100. And additive, it is 0.4. What you do? Now we left with the value of S. We don't know what is the value of S. So here he is asking anything about P? No. So don't go for P, directly go for Q. He is interested with the Q. Okay. So what you do? Top here minus bottom here. That is S equals to 3.9 minus 0.3. Okay. 3.9 minus 0.3. It will get the how much? 3.6. Okay, so you have got the value of S, you have got the value of F upon I, and you have got the value of F plus C. Directly substitute here. F upon I is how much? 100, and S value is how much? 3.6, and F plus C is how much? 0.4. Therefore, the horizontal distance between the station P and Q, sorry, A and Q is how much? 360.4 meter. Okay. Now he is asking what? RL at Q. Now here we have RL of instrument axis equals to RL of the benchmark plus central hair reading. Okay. How much we have? That is RL, how much he has given? 100. Okay. Sorry. 100 he has given. 100 he has given plus central hair reading, how much it is there? 2.3, which is equals to how much? 102.3 meter, as you did in the very first unit. He has given what? RL of P. Okay, central hair. Initially I have said that if you want to take the levels, you will see the center hair reading. Okay, RL of P is there. Okay, we have to see only in P. In that I want dealing with the levels, so I will take the center hair reading. Okay, therefore the height of the instrument will be how much? 100 plus 2.3, that is 102.3 meter. Okay, this level will be how much? This is 100 here, and this is how much? 2.3. Therefore this level will be 102.3 meter. Okay, now he is asking the RL at Q. Now what you do? We have just formula, that is RL of the instrument axis or height of the instrument minus central hair reading. How much we have? 102.3 minus what is the central reading here? 2.1 minus 2.1, you will getting 100.2 meter. That is RL at this point. RL of Q. Okay. Anybody having doubt here?
No, sir.
Okay. Now here you can see the following readings were observed on vertically held stock with the tachometer, the line of sight being horizontal. Okay. See here he has given the horizontal distance, that is 25 meter and 50 meter. Okay. Just now I said here how you will determine this F upon I value and F plus C. We will form two equations, and on equating those two equations we will calculate this F upon I and F plus C. See here what he is saying, that determine the constants of tachometer, that is multiplying constant and additive constant. Okay, we have to determine these two constants. Remember, I will call this one as P and I will call this one as Q. Okay, he has given the reading. Okay, bottom, middle, top. So first thing I want to determine the S1 and S2. S1 means here. Okay, this one 1.9 minus 1.41. Okay, means top hair reading minus bottom hair reading. How much it is? 0.49. Now S2, top hair reading minus bottom hair reading, that is 2.22 minus 1.23. It will be 0.99. And we have X1 equals to how much? 25 meter. X2 equals to how much? 50 meter. Okay, he has given. Okay, and we have the formula, that is F equals to X equals to F upon I multiplied by S plus F plus C. So here we have got the value of X, and here we have got the value of S. Okay, so we have left with this one and this one. Okay, form the two equations. Okay, so this is my first equation. Okay, that is x1 equals to how much? 25. F upon I, S value how much I have got? That is S1 value, that is 2 point, sorry, 4.49. Sorry. And second equation, that is x2 equals to how much? 50, and S2 equals to 0.9. Okay, so I have formed two equations. So solving on those two equations, first I have got f upon I value, that is f upon I is how much? 50. Okay, either substitute the f upon I value in the equation number 1 or in equation number 2. Okay, after substituting in the equation number 2 or 1, you will get f plus c equals to 0.5. Okay, simple equations are there. Okay, ax plus b equals to c. Okay, ax plus b equals c1 c2. Okay, equation number 1, equation number 2. Okay, you can directly solve in the see, instead of taking f upon I, directly take in the calculator as a b. Okay, directly substitute in the calculator, you will first will get the value of a. Okay, if you are solving the manually, means you will get the value of a first, then what you do, substitute in either equation number 1 or 2. If you solve in the calculator, means at a time you will get the value of a and b. A is nothing but f upon I, and b is nothing but f plus c. Okay, so at last you have to write the value of multiplying constant is 50 and additive constant is 0.5. Okay, so this is the another type of numerical. All numericals are same. Okay, not that much complicated one. Only the thing is that we have to remember the formula for different conditions. Okay, anybody having doubt in the second numerical?
No, sir.
Okay, so we will go for the third one. Okay, another type of numerical. A tachometer fitted with analytic lens was, see, he is saying that analytic lens means f plus c will be equals to 0. Okay, was set up at the station P, and the following observations were taken with the staff held vertical. Okay, see here, staff is held vertical, but the line of sight is not vertical. You can see the vertical angles are there. It means that the line of sight is not horizontal. Means this is the second case. See, instrument standing at, here we have instrument. Okay, this is my station Q. This is this is my benchmark. So here you can see the staff is held vertical. Okay, at the two conditions. So we are going for the second case. The first case was the line of sight was horizontal and the staff was held vertical. Okay, but here in the second case, the line of sight is inclined and the staff is held vertical. See, at the benchmark we have taken the readings. Bottom here reading is how much? 0.220. Top here reading is 1.78, and middle here reading is 1. Okay, similarly at station Q, top here reading is how much? 2.065, and middle is 1.240, and bottom is 0.415. Okay, and in question what he is asking, if the constant of the instruments were 100 and 0.1. Okay, so he has given the both the constants. Find the horizontal distance between A and B and find the levels at B. Okay, A and B, he has given P and Q, so it may be this one is A and B. Okay, so what he's asking, he is asking the distance from this station. Okay, and he may be asking, so he's asking the distance between this one. Okay, and also is asking determine the level at B, RL. Okay, RL at B. Okay, so we have the formula. Okay, for inclined uh, conditions, that is x equals to f upon I multiplied by s cos 2 theta plus f plus c cos theta. Correct. Now one thing is that here he is saying analytic length, so we will take this one as 0. Okay, so we have left with only this much, that is f upon I multiplied by s into cos theta. So the horizontal distance between P and Q, that is A and this P and B. Okay, this distance dB, I will call this one as dB. Okay, so we have f upon I sq cos square cos 2 theta. Okay, so substitute the values. Here we are getting the distance as 160.4 meter. We know the value of f upon I, we know the value of s. How you can determine the value of s? That is this one, top here minus bottom here, you will get the value of sq. Okay, substitute here the value of s. You know the value of theta. Theta is directly given here. The question you can see it is 9 degree 36 minute. Substitute the values, you will get the distance. Okay, in next can now, if you want to determine the distance between these two, what you do, just substitute the same values. Okay, here just change the angle and s values. Okay, you will get the value distance p a or dA, whatever you want, you can call it. Okay, then what is asking RL. Okay, so you want to determine the RL. So RL at Q he is asking. So first we have to determine the height of the instrument. Okay, so height of the instrument how will determine? We have the RL benchmark, how much he has given, that is 400. It can be 100 or 400. Okay, plus central hair reading, how much is there? 0. Then we have to determine the vertical distance, this one VBM. Okay, I will calculate the VBM, vertical distance at the benchmark, this one for the horizontal line of sight. Okay, from here to here, what is the distance to the central hair? It is calculated as first top hair minus bottom hair. Okay, which is equals to 1.56. Top edge hair is how much? 1.780 minus 2.0. So we have, I have got this, sorry, this height. Okay, and we have the formula VBM equals to f upon I multiplied by SBM into sine 2 theta. Just now I have shown you. Okay, substitute all these values, that is f upon I is how much? 100. S upon SBM is how much? 1.56. Okay, then sine 2 theta is how much? 12 degree 42 minutes. Okay, divided by 2. So VBM equals to how much we are getting? That is 33.46. We have to remember the formulas. Okay, so we have got the VBM. Now see, if you observe the figure carefully, see, I have got this height, Okay, and this height is nothing but the central hair reading. Correct? This height is nothing but central hair reading. How much it is? 1. So I have taken 1 plus what here it is 400. Then I will add 1. Then I will add 1.780. Sorry, this VB 33.46. 33.46. Once again, I will show you. If you see the figure, you will come to know. See, I want to determine this line of sight. Okay, so this one I have already determined, that is it is 33.46. Okay, here I have 400, here I have 1. Okay, 400 plus this height is how much? 1, and this height is how much? 33.46. 400 plus middle hair reading plus VBM. So how much you are getting? 27.13. Okay, no, sorry, 434.46 meter. Okay, how much you have got? At this level, what is the RL? At the instrument level, it is 434.46. Now see here, at this level, how much it is? 434.46. But I want at this level. Are you able to understand? I want at this level. So what you will do? You will minus this VQ and HQ. Here what we have done, we have added means central hair reading and vertical reading for the RL. Now what we are doing here, we are subtracting. If you see the figure carefully, if you observe carefully, you come to know. See, I have the level for at this point, but I want level at this point. So what I will do, I will add VQ for this one. So I will get up to this point. After that, what I will do, I will subtract this one. So what I will get? I will get the level at this point. So before that, what I have to do? I have to determine the VQ. Again, we are using this same formula. That one we are used. That is F upon I multiplied by SQ multiplied by sine 2 theta upon 2. Substitute all the values, you will get 27.13 meter. Now what you do? RL at Q, directly you can write this. What is this one? That is 34.46. Correct? Next, plus what I will do, I will add this one VQ. VQ, how much I have got? 27.13. Okay, see, now I have got up to this point, but I want at this point. So what I will do, I will deduct the middle hair reading. Minus 1.24. So RL at Q equals to 460.35 meter. Okay. So anybody having doubt here, or shall I explain once more? Anybody having doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Clear. If you get the question that line of sight is inclined, what you do? Just calculate the distance. First thing what you do, calculate the distance. This one, that is DA and DB, means this distance. Okay, DA, or you can call it as DBM, and DQ or DB. Okay. Then if he is asking the RL at this point, so we have to take some reference. So here he has given RL as so here it is 400. Okay, For that one, what I will do, I will add this one, central hair reading, and I will add this one, VBA, vertical distance. So what I will get the height of the instrument. Correct? Now I have got the height of the instrument. Then, so here up to this point I have got. Then what I will do, I will add VQ. I will add VQ. Okay, means I have got the reading up to this point, but I need reading at this point. So what I will do, I will deduct this central hair reading. So what I will get, I will get the RL at Q. Okay, this is a only simple mathematics is there, not much complicated. Only the thing is that if the mode of question exam is offline mode, then what you have to do, you have to draw the figure according to the given thing. Okay, then only you can solve the numericals. Otherwise it is very horrible you to solve the numericals. Okay, and the most important point is that you have to remember the formulas. Okay, if you remember the formulas only, then you can fastly do some calculations. Okay, sometimes what he will do, he will give the height of the instrument, okay, or a line of sight, horizontal line of sight. Then he will say determine the RL at this point. Then what you should be quickly able to calculate the vertical distance and determine the central hair reading. Okay, just minus it, that one, you will get the RL at that point. So what you do, remember this formula. Okay, that is for both the cases are horizontal, and the line of sight is horizontal and vertical staff is kept vertical. And here remember this formula, horizontal distance, and remember this formula. Okay, we will see whether if it is f plus c equals to 0 means directly substitute equals to 0. If not, you have to put whatever he has given. Okay, so here also it is same fun. Take the screenshot of this one for assignment. Take for this as assignment. Take the screenshot. Okay, take this as assignment. Take the screenshot. Example question paper problems there. Take this question. Take the screenshot of this one. Okay, last question. Take this one. How many questions I have given now? कितना question? 4. Okay. So this is was about the first chapter. Okay, first chapter is very simple. Just remember the different notations. Okay, what do you mean by F? What do you mean by S, I, X, C? Okay, remember all those things. Then remember the formulas. Sorry, first remember the errors. Then remember the methods. Methods in Stadia method, that is fixed and more. Yeah, sorry, in fixed method. Then remember the formula for three conditions: case 1, case 2, case 3. First two cases are most important. Okay. Only this much they will ask, and the first chapter in the third unit is very simple and smaller one, so maximum questions will be on these based. Okay, numericals chances of getting is around 10% according to me, but if they want to set a hard question paper, means sometimes he will ask the numericals. Okay, so remember the what you mean by f, s, I, q, f plus c, f upon I. Okay, then errors, methods, and formulas. Okay, in first chapter. So in second chapter we have contouring. Okay, this is also very simple. Just I will give glance now. After 1 hour I will take the class. So you have seen about the contouring maps. Okay, in this chances of getting, you will be getting types of slopes. Okay, means see if you are having the mountain. Okay, if you are having valley. Okay, this is a hill and this is a valley. So how you represent in the map? Okay, here we can see the RL 700, 600, 500, 400, 300, 200, 100. Okay, so lower the values will be the valley. Okay, the slope will go on increasing like this. Means here it is 100, 200, 300, 400, so on up to 600, like this. The RL will be like this. So this one we will draw in the map. Okay, then there are different types of methods are there, so we will see that one also. This one they will ask direct and indirect method of contouring. Okay, this is how we will plot. Nothing much he will ask from this one. Okay, only this much is there. This is around 1 hour it will get completed. If possible I will take it at 1 p.m. If not I will take it at 3 p.m. Okay, I will put the message half an hour before. Okay, the numericals are not there here, only theoretical part is there, only to make you understand what you mean by contouring. So if anybody having the doubt in the first chapter, you can ask me. If not, you can comment your roll numbers and you can leave the class. And wait, don't leave the class. 1 second, don't leave the class. Priyanka, have you sent me? 1 second, don't leave the class. Okay. Priyanka, I said you to send the manual. Have you sent me? If anybody having the manual, means please. Okay, I got it. 1 second. Okay. Anybody having doubt here how to write the survey lab manual? See, first I will explain how to write and what to write. And who has not attended the class, tell your friends also how to write and what to write. Okay. Initially, I have told to many of the students, but again you are go on asking me the same thing. So first thing is that uh, take any kind of book, either it is ruled book or unruled book. Okay, take any type of book, but better you take king size notebook, long size book, so that you can write experiment in hardly in 2 pages. Okay, if you take shorter book means it will be uh, one experiment will be around 3 to 4 pages. So what you do, take long book, and whenever you for the first page what you write your name, etc. Then what you write the index. Okay, and don't write all those things, these all things, don't write these things. In the very first page write your name, roll number, subject, and write down the index. Okay, so in index you have totally 9 experiments. Okay, write down those things. The next thing is that what you do, in the third page write down the experiment number 1, study of prismatic compass, only this much. Okay, experiment performed, experiment submitted, we will see it. Okay, if the college opens means we will go on performing the practicals. So in page number 3rd, what you write the experiment number and write the experiment name, that is study of prismatic compass. Now, and figures are 100% you have to draw the figures, it is compulsory. And naming, you have to draw these figures along with their namings. Okay, if you are taken unruled book means, okay, without rule, then what you do, at a left hand side you draw the figure. Okay, and in right hand side you can write it down, these things. Name of the experiment, experiment number 1, name of the experiment, below that aim, apparatus. It is not necessary to write the theory. Okay, you can write the procedure, directly go for the procedure, directly can go for the procedures, and see with whatever it is necessary, write those things. Okay, and observation tabular column is compulsory, you have to write down the observation column. If we get the chance, then we will take the readings. If not, just leave it blank. Okay, calculation and results, just leave one page for this one. Okay, that's it. Then in a fresh page, write down the experiment number 2, plane table surveying. Again, aim, apparatus, and apparatus, figures. If there are figures, means you have to, and this figure is most important. Okay, write down the figures and procedures. Okay, conclusions, and don't write about the theories. Okay, result, and leave one page for calculations. Then similarly for experiment number 3, 4, 5, etc. So anybody having doubt, means you can ask me. Now only I will tell how to write, because n number of students are calling me. I'm telling the same thing, and again they are asking the same thing, how to write, what to write. Okay, so anybody having doubt, means you can ask me right now. I will tell here only. Anybody having doubt how to write the surveying manual?
No, sir.
And tell your friends that
No, sir.
whatever I have told now, that is experiment number, experiment name, aim, apparatus, procedure, figures, tabular column, and result. So
Yes, sir.
if you don't have any documents, you can leave the class. Inform your friends too.
Okay, sir.
Okay, you can comment your roll numbers and you can leave the class. If you are having any documents, you can ask.